Gentlemen, Malcolm Price died last week.
Truly great loss for humanity.
You want to mock the dead?
Humanity. Humanity.
Truly great loss for humanity.
You want to mock the dead?
I made an impression.
Right. So you each get a sister.
You think pitting us against each other is fair?
Pit. Pit.
You think pitting us against each other is fair?
Please, dividing financial assets, you couldn't shine my shoes.
Someone should.
Well, actually, I personally shine my own shoes, so up there.
Shine. Shine.
Well, actually, I personally shine my own shoes, so up there.
How can she think that's your fault?
Because her mother got pregnant and used it to rope in my dad. And then
Rope. Rope.
and used it to rope in my dad. And then
I want to crush him. You want to crush him? Get over to the paper, kick the tires, and figure out what it's worth.
Thought we were supposed to use
Tire. Tire.
Kick the tires and figure out what it's worth. Thought we were supposed to use... You think he's going to play by the rules?
I know he won't.
That's why you better be 3 steps ahead of him, because I can guarantee you Lewis will be...
Guarantee. Guarantee.
Because I can guarantee you Lewis will be...
To keep the negotiation above board.
Absolutely. No kicking, no biting, and no rabbit punches.
And now you're mocking.
Rabbit. Rabbit.
Biting and no rabbit punches.
And now you're mocking.
I haven't worked for Cameron in over a decade. What's there to talk about?
The Attorney General's investigating allegations that he systematically... General's investigating allegations that he systematically buried evidence to get convictions.
Conviction. Conviction.
Convictions.
paper. This place, it's a growing asset. There's opportunity for expansion. If we get this thing
Expansion. Expansion.
for expansion, if we get this thing...
So that gives us
52.3% of the assets.
Generous, but no.
Generous. Generous.
Generous, but no.
Worst dating story, identical twins. I was a lab rat for their social experiment. They were trying to prove that women were shallow and
Shallow. Shallow.
they were trying to prove that women were shallow and
So you slept with them both?
almost. It turns out they weren't identical after all.
Wow.
Identical. Identical.
Turns out they weren't identical after all.
Wow.
Oh, wait, somebody already died.
That's good. You should write that one down. Keep a journal of these things.
Journal. Journal.
One down. Keep a journal of these things.
I dated his best friend. I know, it's awful, but
Awful. Awful.
I know, it's awful, but Hey, having fun?
Loads. Right?
Load. Load.
Loads. Right?
He was my mentor. It's a hard relationship to define.
Moving on, counselor.
Counselor. Counselor.
Moving on, counselor.
All right. In 2 years, you handled 18,362 cases, 36 cases a day. That's beyond impressive.
Impressive. Impressive.
Hey, that's beyond impressive.
Miss Leeds.
But if this is the way you want to play it, the Attorney General has given me a broad mandate to uncover what went on. And it
Uncover. uncover,
Me a broad mandate to uncover what went on. And it
In the county of New York, did you knowingly suppress evidence in violation of the ABA rules of conduct? The
violation, violation,
violation of the ABA rules of conduct. And the New York State Bar Rule 8.4, Section C.
My client would like to exercise his Fifth Amendment rights at this time.
amendment, amendment,
As his Fifth Amendment rights at this time.
Oh, God, he's going to beat us, isn't he?
Look, he knows what we're up to, but he couldn't keep his tactics to himself.
So we can
tactic, tactic,
Couldn't keep his tactics to himself.
So we can
Couldn't keep his tactics to himself.
So we can use that against him.
And that's how we'll crush Lewis.
crush, crush,
And that's how we'll crush Lewis.
You and Lewis aren't opponents on this one. You're working together.
Like Captain and Tennille?
captain, captain,
Like Captain and Tennille?
Got me trembling in my boots.
You're a small fish and you don't even swim in the pond anymore. But if I have...
pond, pond,
You don't even swim in the pond anymore. But if I have...
Because this is circumstantial. You have the crimes which can't physically tie them to Cameron.
He's a dirty...
physically, physically,
Physically tie them to Cameron.
He's a dirty...
Because this is circumstantial. You have the crimes which can't physically tie them to Cameron.
He's a dirty public servant. And
servant, servant,
he's a dirty public servant. And
What are you going to do?
I'm the facts whisperer.
Okay, that's ridiculous, right?
ridiculous, ridiculous,
That's ridiculous, right?
Night. He took the bait.
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
barrel, barrel,
Like shooting fish in a barrel.
Good.
And the tides are turning.
tide, tide,
Tides are turning.
You do remember him, don't you?
Oh, I remember them all. Maxwell Rankin, what was it, 34, 35 women that he raped.
rape, rape,
What was it, 34, 35 women that he raped. Alberta.
I convinced my client to settle, and she wants to move on.
You sure there isn't anything that you want to disclose?
disclose, disclose,
Anything that you want to disclose?
Anything that they can do anything? Now, I'm not willing to accept that, okay? You can't go skirting the rules.
skirt, skirt,
Okay? You can't go skirting the rules. Anything? Now, I'm not willing to accept that, okay? You can't go skirting the rules and justify it because you think someone
justify, justify,
rules and justify it because you think someone
His play acting by the fax machine, that was so obvious. I found out Kelsey owned United International.
unite, unite,
I found out Kelsey owned United International. That was so obvious. I found out Kelsey owned United International. I thought they wanted the paper so badly.
badly, badly,
National, I thought. They wanted the paper so badly.
Lowest rungs on the ladder. You always impress me in that regard.
Impress. Impress.
You always impress me in that regard.
I wanted you for months, Rachel. I flirted. I made up some scheme where we were married and...
Scheme. Scheme.
I made up some scheme where we were married and...
It's your girlfriend that you don't like me.
You did it to get to me.
This is crazy. It's just stupid.
Stupid. Stupid.
This is crazy. It's just stupid.
Any of this.
Do what?
This. You joking about your first time or rubbing my shoulders or touching my arm?
Rub. Rub.
First time or rubbing my shoulders or touching my arm?